My name is Adam and welcome back to Broke Man Finance, a channel where we try to help you take however much money you have and make the best decisions possible with it. There is a crypto that's been catching my eye every time I'm scrolling CoinMarketCap because they always seem to be up double-digit percentages. They're off a little bit from their all-time high, but they seem to be pushing back up well. They're gaining in popularity, and they've been trending upward for some time now. And a recent incident, and I'm going to talk about it, a recent incident is putting them on a lot of people's radars. So now there are a lot of high expectations for this crypto. And the crypto I'm talking about today is Quant and their native token QNT. In this video, I'm going to explain what Quant is. I'm going to explain how me and my little pea brain visualize it, that it just, in a way that helped me understand Quant a little bit better, and maybe it'll help you too. I'm also going to explain why that price is moving up so much more than everyone else right now. And I have some price predictions for you near the end, so make sure you stick around to see what the experts from around the internet believe Quant can actually get to. The overall goal of Quant, using Overledger, is to bridge the gap that exists between different blockchains. Per Quant, the backbone of the project is the Overledger network, which Quant bills as the ecosystem on which the future digital economy ecosystem will be built. Like I've mentioned a lot in the past, and if you're new here, welcome. All cryptocurrencies aren't fighting to be the one and only digital currency. In fact, most have no intentions on replacing any currency, fiat, nothing. Each crypto has various use cases, specific problems they are trying to address. The problem therein lies how these different blockchains that are solving all these problems are going to communicate with each other. Moving into the future, that is going to be massively important. Interoperability. That is a very important task as the crypto world continues to gain traction. And before you say it, yes, there are other cryptos tackling the exact same issue. For instance, I just talked about another one recently, and that's Near Protocol. Feel free to go check out that video. Now, I mentioned earlier a visualization that helped me understand kind of how Quant worked and how it was integrating with cryptos, with other cryptos. And just hear me out here. Imagine cell phone companies or blockchains, At&t, Verizon, whatever. Now imagine Quant is the cell phone towers for all the networks. Quant helps all those users talk to each other. I know that is a very dumbed down version of what this is, but hopefully it made some people go, okay, I'm tracking, and made a little more sense for people because we all have cell phones. So I felt like it was an easy comparison. And if you're one of those people and can appreciate that, then make sure you hit that like button and remember to subscribe. But Quant is trying to do it in a different way than everyone else, including Near. It automates the trust functions between multiple blockchains with the help of the Overledger operating system. The Overledger represents the core around which a future digital economy ecosystem is supposed to be built, allowing the developers and businesses in it to build decentralized, multi-chain applications known as maps for their customers, and that's not to be confused with dApps. Becoming part of the Overledger, however, will be secured only with the use of the Quant token, QNT, which are utilized to pay for the platform use fees or annual licenses. And speaking of Quant tokens, right now they are trading for $137.77 at the time of this filming and are up 45% for the week. And they boast a $1.65 billion market cap. There is a max supply of 14,612,493 tokens, which 83% of that is in circulation, which equates to 12,072,738. Now, some look at this next part as a negative, and some look at it as a positive. But Quant is not open source, meaning you don't know how the stuff works. You don't know how it functions. It's a closed source project because of the technology patents. So you're not likely to find out how it functions. So from a business standpoint, I get it. They're trying to protect that intellectual property. I just don't get that malicious intent type of vibe. All right, let's move on to some more recent news that is driving that price up. Obviously, Bitcoin rising back up and pushing back up is causing everything else to follow. But why is Quant's price pushing up so much more than everyone else? Well, part of that can be attributed to the wormhole incident. Yes, I said wormhole. Wormhole is a blockchain bridge. It's a service that someone can use to move assets from one network to another. Most popularly, it is used between Solana and Ethereum. On this past Wednesday, a hacker was able to exploit a series of smart contracts on the bridge into validating a false transaction. The hacker was able to steal 120,000 wrapped ETH worth $326 million. Hackers, if you didn't know, take advantage of bridges because they are just weaker points between networks. But what does that mean for Quant and its price? Well, people believe that the way to end this well-known hack is to take advantage of new technology that can move assets without the use of bridges. Quant is taking out those weak points. Quant is able to move assets with Overledger as opposed to using those bridges, therefore giving people a safer and more secure option. Now, this is one of the reasons a lot of people, including myself, are really liking Quant right now. That ability to move assets between networks in a more secure manner than what we currently have could potentially be a game-changing piece of technology. Now, obviously, this is going to become more and more important as we move forward with higher levels of interoperability. I mean, we have no choice. We have to. For more adoption to occur, we've got to scale up the security. We cannot continue to stay as vulnerable as we are now and become victims of these kind of attacks. Which is why some people are believing Quant's price is going to push up hard over the next couple of years. And speaking of that, let's talk price predictions. I found these from around the internet, the experts, and as always, there is no guarantee that these numbers are going to be accurate. We are a little good news from that price rising up much higher, and one good scandal from it dropping like an anchor. But right now, with the current sentiment, this is what we have. First up is Wallet Investor. And based on their Quant price prediction algorithm, a long-term increase is expected. The price forecast for 2026 is $471.35. With a 5-year investment, the revenue is expected to be around 392.11%, nearly 400% gain. CryptocurrencyPricePrediction.com sees Quant hitting $541.60 by the end of this year. By the end of 2023, they see Quant hitting $597.11, and that's after dipping in the middle of the year. By December of 2025, they have Quant hitting $2,388.43, and by the end of 2030, they predict Quant will hit $6,727.97, which that is most certainly the most optimistic on this list. At Trading Beast, they believe Quant will be around $177 by the end of 2022 and $228 by the end of 2025. On DigitalCoinPrice.com, they see Quant hitting $181.98 by the end of 2022. By the end of 2024, they have Quant at $223.01. By 2025, $288.91, and by 2029, they believe Quant could hit $556.06. As you can see, the overall sentiment for Quant seems to be trending upward as people are becoming more and more bullish. But in all fairness, some of those predictions were pre-wormhole. That just sounds weird. So, even higher price predictions could be on the way. But again, these are, in all honesty, just guesses, and a good way to test that temperature on how people feel about the tech. Let me know what you think about Quant in the comments below. As always, I hope you stay safe, I hope you get rich, and we will see you soon.